The Block Attribute Editor and PDF Publisher offer a robust suite of tools designed for efficient block and attribute management. With these tools, users can visually inspect the status of blocks and their attributes across various files. Editing attributes is also becoming effortless, and more importantly, the batch PDF publishing, making it much easier to print title blocks to PDF with any naming conventions. Click on Add Files to include more files in the list. The tool will search for all blocks and their attributes in each file. Click Reload to reopen every file in the list and read the information about the blocks again. Click Remove Files to delete selected files from the list. Click Save Files List to save the list of files into a text file. You can later reload this list using the Open Files List command. The block's information will be combined and displayed in the Blocks and Files section. Enable the Blocks with Attributes Only option to display only blocks that have attributes, hiding those without attribute. The Files Using column indicates the number of files containing a particular block. Instances column shows the total number of instances of each block across all files. Block in File Status column indicates the usage status of each block across all files, showing whether a block is missing in some files or used in all. Has Attribute column shows whether a block has any attributes. Attribute Sync Status column. If a block has attributes, this column indicates whether the attributes are synced, not synced, or if the block definitions differ. Instances in Drawing Files column shows the number of instances of the block in the selected file. Missing Attributes column. If a block has attributes, this column indicates whether any attributes are missing in certain instances. If the attributes are missing or unsynced, please use the Sync Selected command to sync the attributes for the selected block only, or use Sync All to sync all blocks in the selected files. Rename block. In this example, the name of title block in file S01 is not consistent with other files, so we need to rename that block to ensure consistency. We will select the file S01, then select the block, then click on Rename Block command. Enter the new name for the block, which is title. After renaming, the status of that block and related files is turned into green, which indicates the block is in sync across all files. Replace block. If a block in the files is outdated, use the Replace Block command. This command will replace the block in the selected files only while maintaining existing attribute values. In this example, we will replace the block named Title with a newer version that uses a different font style and includes new attributes for handling drawing revisions, such as revision number, revision description, and revision date. To begin, select the block you want to replace in the files where the block needs to be replaced. Click on the Replace Block command. Browse to the source drawing and select a block from the list of available blocks in that file. Then click OK. As you can see, the title block is now replaced by a new title block with attributes for managing revision. Editing block attributes. To start editing attributes, select a block from the Blocks and Files list and click Next to switch to Attribute Editing mode. Each cell in the table corresponds to an attribute of the block. There are several ways to edit block attributes. You can simply select cells, press Ctrl+C to copy an attribute, then select other cells and press Ctrl+V to paste the value. Another method is using the fill-down function with the Ctrl+D shortcut, which fills cells below with the value of the top cell. If the top cell ends with a number, subsequent cells will increment that, otherwise the top cell value is copied down. You can also assign values to selected cells by combining other attributes of a block. First, select the attributes to be assigned a value, then click the Combine Attribute button. For example, you can set the DWG No attribute to combine project code and DWG name. Click the plus button to add an attribute to the formula and select an attribute from the list. You can combine any available attributes. The next counter is a special attribute which increases its value when filling block attributes from top to bottom, with settings adjustable in the next counter field number format section. The formulas are saved in history, so you can quickly reuse them later. Adding a prefix or suffix to selected attributes is easy using the prefix-suffix command. Another useful functionality is undo and redo, which not only reverts or reapplies changes, but also highlights the affected cells for your consideration. To utilize the power of Excel, you can export block attributes to Excel for editing, then import the edited values back into the tool. Only changed values are imported, and you can undo changes if needed. Once satisfied with the edits, click Apply Changes to update the block's attributes in the files. Managing revisions. To use this function, the block must have attributes for storing revision history, including revision number, revision description, and revision date. You can turn on or of the use of revision description and date. The attributes in blocks should share the same prefix and end with different numbers, where smaller numbers represent the latest revision. In this example, the block has attributes revno_1, revno_2, and so on to store revision number. Enter the prefix revno_ in the revision number prefix field. If the block has a dedicated attribute for current revision information, enable that option and select the corresponding attribute from the list. To add a revision, select the blocks. Click the Add Revision button, enter the revision information, and click OK. You can enable Auto-Detect Revision Number to let the tool detect the next revision number, so you only need to enter the revision description and date. To remove a revision, select the blocks, click the Remove Revision button, and choose to remove either the current revision or any specific revision from the list. Finally, click Apply Changes to finalize the attribute changes, which will prompt the tool to open each file and apply the updates. Export to PDF. The tool will export to PDF the area covered by the block's bounding box. In some special cases, the default bounding box may not accurately reflect the actual area, especially with hidden geometry or dynamic blocks. In such cases, please select the extensive method to detect the bounding box. Choose a PDF printer from the list, and then select the desired paper size. The drawing orientation can be set as portrait or landscape, or you can select the Auto Detect option to let the tool decide based on the block's bounding box orientation. The plot scale option will define how the plotter scales the block. For example, if you need to plot to A3 paper size, 420 by 297 millimeters, and the block bounding box is measured as 420 by 297 drawing units, enter 1 in the drawing unit field, meaning the scale factor is 1. If the block's bounding box measures 210 by 149 drawing units, enter 0.5 in the drawing unit field, meaning the block will be scaled up 2 times to fit the A3 paper size. If multiple scale values are entered, separated by the semicolon, the tool will choose the closest value based on the block's actual dimensions. For other plotting options, such as plot style table and shaded viewport, the tool will default to the values set in the layout where the block is located. To maintain plotting consistency, you can also refer to settings from a specific file by turning on the Refer Plot Settings from Other File option, then selecting a drawing file and pick a plot settings available in that file. Exported files will be saved to the specified folder. Alternatively, you can enter a relative path in the Saving Folder field, so all PDF files will be saved into that folder relative to the drawing file's location. For the PDF file name, you can use a combination of normal text and attributes within that block. For example, you can use the DWIGNO attribute dash and DWIG revision attribute to name the exported PDF file. By using this method, we can name the exported PDF file to comply with any naming conventions. A file name preview is shown underneath to provide you an idea of the final file name. Click OK to begin exporting. The tool will open each file and plot the block accordingly, allowing you to take a break while the tool handles the task. As a result, the exported PDF files have the correct naming as specified in the file name formula.